Struggling with prop firms? Let's go.
Okay guys, now if you've been watching my content for a while, I'm always, by the way, first of all, obviously it's 1:20 in the, well, 1:17 in the morning. I mean, we just, like, it just shifted over obviously to Monday morning, and the markets have literally just opened, I would say about 4, well, they opened about 10 p.m. So it's been about 3 hours ago, and about 3 hours and 15 minutes ago. And I'm always been a huge, on my channel, been showing that the power of starting small. So let's just bring in this account. Recently you just see me passing a 60k account in 2 days, got 3 positions opened, and let me just show you the history as well. So this was a crazy one, but I'm going to be showing you proper breakdowns, everything as well. So I'm doing something different, right? So you'll be asking, what am I doing different, right? I'm risking 1% per trade, right? Now on my personal accounts, when I risk 1%, obviously I can do that. You have more drawdown and I can get away with more. With the prop firm accounts, it's a bit different. You can't do that. Now, lights are off, if anyone's wondering why it's so dark. It's just obviously the time of the day in the UK. Time of the day is night time, right? Literally. So we're just gonna see. I'll be breaking through some of these. So obviously we're back down to break-even point. So let's even show you this, right? So I risked 1%. Now obviously small accounts, if you're in the mentorship, you'll know that I use these small little accounts. I mentioned in my YouTube videos as well. I use these small accounts, just to practice. Like, I don't care if I blow them. I don't like to practice on a demo account. There's zero emotions. I'm always refining my strategy, even though the edge is so strong. And I pass these prop firm challenges in literally about 1-2 days, sometimes even 2-3 trades, even literally. I just want to improve the edge. I don't know, I've just got a lot of passion and a huge addiction, just trying to improve, and a stubbornness, if you want to call it. And to be honest, that's the secret to becoming a profitable trader. You gotta have a huge, it's gonna be a huge prick, to say the least, stubbornness. Okay, so first trade, risked, lost. Second trade, lost. Third trade, lost. 4 trades. I had another position open, right? And I believe it was on gold. Now, as you can see here, these 4 positions were all a buy and all USD CHF, right? They were all buys. Now, if you even look at the entry time, I believe I kept entering, right? So it's not much that different. Look, 2 minutes later, this was quite a while after. I just want to actually make sure this is the entry time, not the exit time. So we got 4:13 to 4:48. Yeah, so this is the entry time, this is the exit time, and some of these trades, now this is not the exact time though, right? Because there's a few hours difference. Let's go back on the trade. Yeah, it's about 4.5% running in profit. Now I'm not risking 3% to make 8%, right? Each one of these trades, let me just make that very clear, each one of these trades have the potential to give me a 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 10. And trust me when I say that, right? You can check my videos. By the way, I'm going to get bombarded with these questions, especially in my Discord community once people join. So link will be in the video description. I always do. So if anyone's interested in a one-to-one mentorship, right, I've been struggling for trading for years. My job, like, it's even the name of my, simplified trading. That's the name of my Discord community as well. You can message me one-to-one. I post my winning trades, losing trades. Unless I get very busy, I've even made the world's most affordable course, and this will just, take your trading to another level. Trust me when I say that. It's what's made me 700k funded. Yes, 700k funded. And this is all I do on a daily basis, where you don't fear the charts, you don't fear the markets. You just literally be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, right? So we'll let that run, right? And let's break this down. Let's do Euro USD, right? Now obviously I'm not going to show my exact edge, how I trade and all that. Obviously you get what you pay for, but at the same time, I'm going to try to provide as much value as I possibly can. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we got Euro USD, for example, right? And what we can see here, and I've just recently just trying to keep things simple for everyone, right? Clear bullish trend, clear bullish trend, right? Look at this. Why? Just making high highs, high lows, high highs, right? Now the confusion normally starts with people is, you know, they just see like if I just click on this here, and it's like, what on earth do I do here? Like when you look at something like this, where's market gonna go? You know, what is market gonna do next? And I always get asked a silly question. Some, you know, there's always that one individual. No matter how many times I announce it, that I do not know. Where is market gonna go? And looking at this alone, it's gonna be like, now our job is not to identify where market is gonna go in the long run. Well, it depends if you're a swing trader, right? Our job is to identify, you know, how can I say, is basically to identify, you know, how for our specific time period, for the next few hours, next few minutes, if you're scalping, you know, next few seconds, whatever you want to call it, where in that specific time period where it's not even where it's going to go. According to our strategy, what kind of a reaction are we going to get once we apply a certain setup, right? Does that make sense? I'll give you an example. I don't know where price is going to go in the next few hours, but if price is you know, approaching one of my zones, I know what I want from price. I want it to break through my zone, right? Patiently waiting, break through my zone, wait for the retest, whatever, and then let price do its thing. So I'm not anticipating price to go in a certain direction. I'm waiting for price to react as in a certain way, you know, where my edge works the best. I want you to think about that for a second, right? Again, it's not rocket science, super simple. For example, trendline trading, for example, right? Those who do trendline trading, let's say, for example, we've got trend, some kind of, yes, we have, okay, trendline. Oh, just one moment. Let's just, you know, let me just move again. I'll just move myself out of the way so you can focus completely on the charts. Trendline trading, right? One bounce, second bounce, third bounce. You could have taken a buy from here. Boom, heads off, for example, right? Now, in this case, obviously, I don't trade like this. I personally don't. It's not my cup of tea. I've tried it. It's not for me, right? It doesn't mean it doesn't work. Every strategy works. It just that it's not for me. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'll just put this to the side, but not here. I'll put it on my other monitor so I can just keep an eye on it rather than minimizing the chart. And look at the time that we're in as well. We've literally only 2-3 hours after the market's open, and we could be heading towards Asian session has started, and this is just something I'm applying. Again, experimenting. Once you, by the way, I just want to mention as well, I'm just going to go off a little bit off track. Once you know what you're doing, you can experiment in ways, because you're already gonna cut out the fluff. Even when you're refining and trying out new experiments, you're already gonna cut out the fluff. Then you just trust me. Pretty much wherever you try new, it just starts working, right? It's like if you don't know how to drive a car, you won't know how to drive a truck. If you already know how to drive a bus, if you know how to drive a car, you know, there's much. I would say it's easy, but then still, you'll do a way better job than someone who doesn't even know how to drive at all. Once you're a profitable trader, you'll do a far more job with the strategy, you know, than someone who's already unprofitable. So I love experimenting, trying on new, obviously keeping in the realms of the break and retest. If that makes sense, right? So let's go through this. Let's mark out. So we got this, and what you can do basically is keep it super simple, right? Not rocket science. Do it like this, and now obviously I'm not going to refine these, you know, go into a lot of detail, but you can see why some of these, look at this, well, this is going to be too far, but you can see price was reacting from, I'll change the color of these, let's change the color of this one to green, and I'll change the color of this one as well to green as well. Look at this, right? Price created a reaction, right? Respected the second time, respected it, well, broke through, disrespected it the third time, ideally what we would be looking for. Then you can just go on a small time frame. Price is settled pretty much in the zone or above the zone, however you want to look at it. Well, I normally have a very tight stop loss, and you can, you know, go for like a 1 to 7, keeping things very, very simple. Now, in this case over here, what do you think, one would be looking for? Well, what you should be looking for. Price either breaks through here, retest, right? If not, let price break through this. Now, obviously, or even and break through this if you wanna, go further down. If price, if you gain enough, bearish volume momentum. Next, also zones. Just want to make very clear. We got some over here as well. Let's bring this down. And guys, listen. Trading is not what you think it is, right? Ideally, though, look at this. See, it's not as difficult. I'm trying to say, as long as you understand the concept. Ideally, this would be better, right? Breaking through this one and this one. This is ideally better. Why? Because if you just wait for this one, well, you're the support. You might just come here, bounce off this, and just head up. And as you can see, this is a major. This is like one of the. This area here is on its own, like on its own. Like what I mean by that is look at this. Price never really comes this area. Look out, it's emptiness, right? It's emptiness over here. This area here is a crucial area. It's crucial. Why? Because price came here once after such a long time. Look at the distance. Look at the time space here, right? After such a distance, let's even mark out how long did price. 4 days and 22 hours, right? It's up here. Sellers bring the market here after 4 days, 22 hours. Then buyer just shut it back up, right? So once price comes down here, price will react to this. Price will react to this. I guarantee that, right? Then what do we do after that? Let's just say it did come down here, right? Super simple. This one, this one, this one. What you can basically just do is mark it like this, right? Now obviously I have my own refined version of marking zones. This is not exactly how I trade. I'm pretty much sure it should help, but it's still now this is how I used to trade back in the day. The basic level of break and retest, still an effective way if you know what you're doing, you know what you're looking for. Excuse me. Still very, very powerful and effective, but this is what I used to look for, basically do back in the day. Let me just show you what's happening with this. We're up to 5% now. Again, I'm not risking 3% to make 8%. I'm risking 3% to make around, well, I'm looking for a 1 to 5 each, for example. Let me 1 to 5. So let's bring up Euro USD. Where are you? Obviously, I'm not going to zoom in with the full time frame and all that. I'm not going to go into small time because I'm again trying some out with the small time frames. So don't just go off this what you're seeing over here. And basically, if you look at this, I'm risking how much? 1%. Let me just sort that back out. 1%. Again, you're seeing 54 points. I'm risking 5 pip stop loss, and we are looking for a nice 1 to 5 across the board. So 5, not across the board, sorry, 5, 5, 5, 15, I'm risking 3% to make 1500, right? But of course, if it goes to the 8% target, I'll just snip it and close it. Yeah. Anyways, let's go back onto here. I mean, trust me, guys, because what it is, I've never really wanted to be a car seller, but the only thing I basically could do for you guys is make it so affordable compared to the value that it almost feels like it's for free, as if you guys have, how can I say, you guys have ripped me off. Does that make sense? That's and that's probably the best way. Obviously there are, this is just to cover setup, it was only the fee to get all this stuff created, and then again at the end of the day you get what you pay for. So obviously I can't just put it out there for free. Okay, let's go back to where we was. But you'll see the difference anyway in your trading. Not sales pitch or anything. And again, if you don't want to get it, no problem. Okay, so let's go more zoom. And this will, trust me, this here alone, right? When you think of trading like this, make it things so simple, right? So where do we think buyers are going to go from here now? Well, where do you think? Where do you think? Here? Here. Right? Just snip this out. Right? That's it. That's it. Easy as that. Now, you tell me. Once it, remember, breaks through this, it's not good if it's going to hit this one straight away. It should break through this, ideally. Right? And then let it shoot off. If it doesn't, then wait. You gotta have the patience to wait as well. It's super simple, not rocket science, you know. Let's see if we can find any more examples. I always prefer spreads, obviously. You know, zero spreads. Just move it to the monitor side. Let price do its thing. I might even just, even if I was to shut it off, easy for 5%. Easy 5% will be secured. You know. Oh, let me just show you. Actually, I was showing the trade history, wasn't I? Let me just show you the history. And again, it's something. Again, it's what I'm always doing when I'm showing these. Trade. Let me just show you funded certificate section. Oh, by the way, thank you for 1,500 members. We just literally in the last 2-3 days, 100 members joined within about. This is a free section. 100 members joined within like 1.5 days. So it was crazy. This was basically when a prop firm declined my trade. It was my own fault. Trading the news time, I didn't realize. It was quite smooth as well, the news, so it didn't really do damage to me. But you know, declined and then literally just came back in within 2-3 hours. Just made it. Because this is totaled about. Cause remember, with the 60k account, I'm 601%. So you're looking about 3%, 3.5%, right? I was down. I'm risking 0.5% per trade, and then I just come back and then absolutely see my win rate as well, right? Nothing, certainly a decent, really good, decent win rate. Do we have anything else? I was just posting, speaking to support team and all that as well. Again, this is for, yeah, but you can, it's all in here. It's all in here, right? And yeah, 1,500 members strong, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, so let's go through some of these, because it's all about transparency at the end of the day. I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Again, on these 4 positions, and I was just so adamant. Again, I'm a human, I make mistakes. I was just so adamant that this is gonna be a winning trade eventually. And then I had another position, obviously, on gold as well. That's the one that obviously went to a 1 to 3. Now this one literally flew to like a 1 to 7 or a 1 to 9. Yeah, something like that. I closed at the 1 to 3 just to cover some of these. Went in again, and then got another 3% out of there, and then entered gold. Obviously this is for today though. I believe it is for today on the 18th, as you can see today's date. As you can see, all this is in one day as well. So if we hit this 8% target, if we do or not, I don't know. This will be again in one day, and this is all I'm doing. So this will be like phase 1 passed in 2 days, right? This is all I'm doing now. But this is not, obviously, of course, this is not exactly how the edge works. I play more safer, and obviously, I don't really do something like this where I'm just risking bombarding the one setup with so many trades. This is obviously, if I blow this count, doesn't really matter. This is just basically if you watch boxing, this is just me sparring. So if you're just refining and improving the edge. But this is a way for me to show you guys that if you know what you're doing, you know your way around the markets, and it's best to start small as well, small accounts, get those payouts, then purchase the big accounts, and that's the best way to go about it. So we'll let this run again. I do call, obviously, again, no volume. There's no volume, so it's once more volume starts kicking in, we should do some more damage. I don't know. It's about running about 19 minutes. I'll show you another example, but I don't know. I don't want to long this out too much as well. Should just I can see some here as well, right? Look at this, very, very simple. And you're probably wondering what on earth I've just drawn there. So obviously you can see this level here, you can see this level here, and you can see this level here. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Now, remember, I'm a breakout trader. So what does that mean? I'm not going to take a sell from resistance. I'm going to wait for the breakout. You can just go to a small time frame, right? Here, price is coming up. Bearish candles form. It's testing resistance. It's respect to resistance. Price breaks through. Right? Let me just change the color of this. Price breaks through. Now we want, we've broken through. Now we want buyers to establish themselves. And again, right, on the 5 minute where I just showed you, they're all completely all bullish candles. That's buyers established already. Well, obviously we don't want to just take anything without reason, like with the proper, and you want a clean entry as well. So you can just clean this up as well. Obviously that's the beauty of small time frames. Clean this up a bit. Price breaks through, comes back down to retest, bearish candle, and then obviously we've got our buyers coming in again. And I can just do this all day, every day. I mean, you don't even find now this kind of information even in courses. So appreciate you leaving a like, comment, and if you need any more help on all that, any questions, comment, share, like. Still a simple 1 to 5. Easy, man, easy. Just gonna let this run actually, and I might just go to sleep. So yeah, should we just close it here at 5%, because I need to come back with the, you need another minimum trading day anyway. So we'll let this run and we'll see. Yeah. We're nicely $6 up. I want to close this anyway. There you go. Yeah, easy as that, in case anyone's wondering. Show the full thing. Super simple. As you can see, passed within obviously 2 days. If you know how your edge works, if you know your ups and downs of your edge as well, you're gonna be just killing the markets, literally. Within 2 days, you can see this on the Friday 15. Obviously 16, 17 was the weekend. 18th, and I'm trading out still at silly time, 5:50. London session, it's not even opened yet. London market not even opened yet. It's phase 1 literally done within 2 days. Trading in stupid times, less liquid, less volume, and still that one obviously it's in green. It hit TP. I'm sure you've seen that. So 1 to 3. Euro USD just start coming back against me, but it is what it is. We got what we needed. And let me just show let's bring in this over here, and all I need to do is click on refresh. Might ask me to log in. It is gonna. Let me just 1 moment. It's taking its time. Let's bring it back in again. And as you can see, when it says 0 0 everything, right? I'm not even, they only like little accounts, so you know, I don't really bother going on. Once I just logged in, I just come back to it. Obviously this is the one profitable day on Friday, and you can see obviously the dates over here. And if I will show you, so you can see it says 0792 ending in 0792. And if I go on here, you can see here 0792 up here as well. So yeah, so you can see obviously 5% is demo for the 8, you know, phase 1, 8% profit target. Super simple. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more to add to that. I mean, again, this is why I don't really post these trades. Like, got some other things I can't post every single one on the winning trades, losing trades. What I can do is obviously going through. I mean, what win rate would that be? You know, still that 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s, 1 to 3s, 1 to 3s. This little section here, obviously not. You know, so let me see. Yeah, this is on Friday. Obviously, a bit silly of me, to be honest. But then, I obviously, because knowing it's a small account, you know, even if I blow it, it doesn't really matter. I'm just using it to refine my edge, small accounts. But then, obviously, when I went to about 3-4%, I was like, okay, let's step my game up, start taking it a little bit more serious. Because at the end of the day, excuse me, it's, you know, still obviously, you gotta stay consistent and you gotta stay sharp. And whether you gotta treat every account as a big account, right? So discipline, brought back the discipline, and yeah, you can see obviously, you can see how small the losses are, and you can see compared to the winners how big the winners are. But yeah, so yeah, if you like the video, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, share. Take care. I'm out.